Hey everybody, Doug8798 here. This is my final thoughts on the new adventures of He-Man television series that aired back in the early 1990s. Um I said in my salute of the new adventures of He-Man that I was going to do a video giving my final thoughts on He-Man after I've watched pretty much all the episodes. And I must say, this show is awesome. From episode 1 all the way to episode 65, this show was engaging and entertaining. Of course, the voice acting was top notch. The music was awesome. Haim Saban and Shuki Levy were involved in the score. Animation was great, just like Japanese animation cartoons and the Thundercats cartoon. And of course, the writing was surprisingly pretty good. In the last 5 episodes, He-Man and the Galactic Guardians get summoned to a planet. I keep forgetting the name of the planet, but they get summoned to a planet to compete in a summoned to a planet by two scientists, technology experts to compete in a to the fight against the mutants in a game called The Games. And He-Man and the Galactic Guardians defeat the mutants to win their freedom, to earn the right to go back to the futuristic world of Primus to defend it from Flogg. Of course, the scientists try to keep them there, but He-Man manages to escape, and he convinces the scientists to let them go back to the futuristic world of Primus, which is about to be invaded by the evil mutant Flogg and Skeletor. Here's where it gets even better. Much to my surprise, Flogg, when He-Man and the Galactic Guardians return in a giant spaceship, Flogg, much to my surprise, surrenders. Okay, I didn't think the evil mutants were a type of people that could be redeemed. Well, except for Flushhead, because he's an idiot. He seems more like a harmless idiot than that is following orders than a legit ruthless mutant. But I didn't expect the mutants to surrender. I actually expected them to be killed off or imprisoned by the end of the series. But they surrendered and left Primus in peace, whereas Skeletor came out of nowhere and took He-Man and Krayta and that woman who's always with He-Man. I keep forgetting her name. To some ancient place for the final battle. This was awesome. The battles between He-Man and Skeletor in the first episode, He-Man and Skeletor in the 7th episode, where Skeletor used the giant crystal to transform himself into the form you see right here, and He-Man's battle with the mutant named Mr. Karate or Hover, who both displayed deadly martial arts skills, were the best fights in this series. The battle ends when He-Man traps Skeletor and Krita inside spaceships and banishes them into space forever. The Galactic Guardians worry if Skeletor will return. He-Man says it's impossible without his shape-shifting staff, and but Skeletor, while hovering in space with Krita, says he will be back to take on He-Man. So that this show opened the door up for another season, but at the same time ended the show gave the show some closure. So because the show, well, like I said, didn't do well in ratings, no one really cared about this He-Man cartoon because it was vastly different from the Filmation cartoon. While being different in some areas, it was pretty much the same. It was pretty much the same thing, and I enjoyed this take on He-Man. It sucks it didn't last long. It sucks that only the Lou Scheimer series was the only series that was actually popular. This and the 2002 series really didn't last that long. I would have loved to see season 2 where Skeletor would have came back alone trying to conquer Eternia. All right. Doug out. I'll probably do a full review talking more about my favorite episodes and moments from this series. Okay, Doug out.